His love life is talked about all over the internet. He was on Dancing with the Stars, despite not being able to dance. He once wrangled a kangaroo with his bare hands.
I did what?
He's your favorite reality TV fuckboy reformed. He can make a woman fall in love at first sight. He is Harry Jowsey, boyfriend material.
Hello and welcome back to Boyfriend Material with me, Harry Jowsey. This podcast is where we talk about sex, dating, relationships, and all the hairy things in between. And we are back with our third ever episode. So thank you so much for enjoying the podcast and everything so far. Today, I'm really going to fucking expose myself. When I first came to LA, Zack Efron essentially saved my life. So to get into this story, I want to give people like kind of code names. And for the girl, I'm going to call her Megan because, you know, Harry and Meghan, we're not royals at all, but it sounds nice. And I want to feel like I'm a royal. But I was being royally taken advantage of in this situation. So anyway, there was this girl, and it was kind of the first ever like influencer that I really was like involved in, and someone that I really enjoyed. Like how they were presenting themselves online. She's established. She's in all these magazines. She's doing all these like crazy photo shoots and all this stuff. So when we started dating, red flags started to appear pretty fucking quickly and very rapidly. And the first one was, she was organizing a birthday trip, but she said her best friend organized it. She said her best friend's in real estate. But I remember when we were sitting down at dinner, I asked her friend, I was like, what type of real estate do you do? Is it like commercial? Or is it like, do you sell homes? Like, what do you do? She goes, I don't really know. I just kind of just do it all. I'm like, oh, well, like, do you sell to businesses or do you sell to people? Like, what do you, like, where do you focus all your time? She's like, I just do everything. So at that point, I was also like, okay, this is red flag number one. You actually don't have a real estate agent license at all, which is silly because I would love to buy a house. The biggest thing was she went on a birthday trip to Cabo. Now, when you go to Cabo, it's pretty like getting there is one thing. And usually if it was a birthday trip, me and my friends would just take a normal flight, you know, sit in business class. Everything's great because it's not a long trip. This beautiful lady had a PJ, and on the PJ there was custom mats, there was custom gum, there was custom everything with her name on it just for her and her friends. And I remember sitting there, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? How many people on this trip, who's actually paying for it? Because like, if your friend must be selling fucking the Burj Khalifa every week to be able to fucking afford a PJ to Cabo there and back. And then also when they were in Cabo, they had fireworks on the beach. They had all these extravagant gifts and all this stuff. I'm sitting there like, it made me hate my friends. I'm like, they must fucking hate me because on my birthday, I pay for everything and I'd send everyone everywhere and we have a lot of fun. But this girl, her friends are giving her like Birkins and all this crazy stuff and fireworks on the fucking beach and custom gum, like with her name on the gum. How do you do that? Anyway, the next thing was her home. We were in her house and I remember like, damn, like living like a king. It's all this expensive furniture, all this like fancy skincare, all this like crazy stuff. And it was a 3-bedroom townhome, one street off Rodeo. So on Rodeo is like all the fancy shops. It's like the most expensive area in Beverly Hills. And if you're one street across from that real estate is fucking nuts. Like that is expensive. And I remember asking her like, hey, I'm not trying to be annoying. How much does this cost? Because this is absolutely fucking insane. She goes, oh, it's about $10,000 a month. And in my head, I'm like, how the fuck is this 3-bedroom house $10,000 a month? She's like, oh no, well, I paid for it all up front. Don't worry about it. I'm like, also, what a dumb fucking financial decision. You're going to pay for a whole house, like rental up front? Why don't you put a deposit down on a house, you sausage, and actually fucking like have a real estate portfolio? So again, red flags are gone fucking crazy. But me being an idiot, colorblind, didn't put the fucking color goggles on. So I was like, you know what? Let's just have these fucking beige flags in my face all day long. Like even my friends were like, hey, don't want to like scare you, but I think she is not who she says she is. But again, love the girl, thought the world of her, felt like a king waking up in the house. And this is very random, but she would always have bottles of water beside the bed. And that was one thing that's always stuck with me with her, is that I always have bottles of water beside my bed now because it makes me feel fancy and it makes me feel like I'm going somewhere in life because of the bottles. And they're just Kirkland bottles. Like they're not like anything crazy. It's just from Costco. But the fact that they were always there and I get to crack open a fresh one, I just felt like a fucking king when I was with her. So that was the biggest thing that really like stuck by me. But we're getting sidetracked. But I remember there was this distinct moment where she went downstairs and I heard her on the phone having an argument with someone. And I just couldn't figure it out. I'm like, is she arguing with her agent or her lawyer? Like, what is going on? Because in my head, like, I'm dating this girl, we're in love. I'm in this fucking palace. I'm a king. I'm drinking fresh water. I'm having the time of my life. She's got custom gum. Like, it was really incredible. So I was like, oh, why would she argue? Like, life's really good. We're eating fucking caviar on Fritos every day. Like, it was really incredible. Things start to escalate with us, and we end up going to Miami for New Year's, and it was the craziest trip. But I remember we were on the yacht. I'm feeling a little bit drunk. I'm feeling a little bit sexy. I'm feeling a little bit excited. And she started like pointing out houses that I was just like, oh yeah, I think my ex lives there, like on the water. I'm like, your ex lives in one of these houses? What the fuck are you doing with me? Like, that's probably like a $50 million house. Why are you on this yacht with me drinking shitty fucking White Claws and listening to me and my friends like try and tackle each other and be stupid? So we're on this yacht and she starts like freaking out. Like, she's on her phone, like going crazy. And she's like, oh, my ex has got FBI agents waiting for me at the dock, like fully just stressing out. And I was like, sorry, what? What the fuck did you say? FBI agents waiting for you on the dock? I was like, there's absolutely no way. Again, I had no idea who the ex was. I don't know what the fuck was going on. All I know is he's probably got a fucking $100 billion house on the water. That was the only thing I fucking knew. She's like, oh yeah, he's got FBI agents waiting for me. They're going to deport me. They're going to do all this stuff. Me feeling fucking like tough and scary after a few drinks. I was like, no, fuck it. I'll fight them. What? I'll fight FBI agents? Are you fucking dumb? You can tell I was really drunk because I just thought, you know what? I'm going to go out there and I'm going to tackle them all and I'm going to take down the FBI and I'm going to single-handedly take control of the country. That is what my brain was thinking when I was that drunk. But then I was also like, I'm probably going to get deported as well. It's probably my fault. They're probably here for me. Like, they probably saw I was being drunk and a sausage on the water and making stupid TikToks. And they're like, you know what? This guy's got to fucking go. But we get back to the dock and I remember sitting there and taking a big deep breath because I was like, fuck, there's no one here. Thank God I don't have to fight anyone and try and be tough because I'm not. Turns out he was just bluffing because he really wanted her back. And he had a really good fucking reason to want her back. Now, this is where the story gets a little bit hairy. Apparently, her ex had a $150,000 wedding ring waiting for her on New Year's to propose. And she thought it was the smartest idea to fly to Miami with me and get trashed with me and my friends. The problem is that she was actually dating me and this other guy at the same time. And this other guy, you know how we were talking about people that maybe get their lives taken care of from sugar daddies and stuff like that. That was a situation that was going on that I didn't know about. Now, my problem is that I love to post content and I love to make TikToks and do things everywhere. So her second boyfriend has been following my stories, my TikToks, and been watching me like a hawk on social media and has seen her living this lavish lifestyle and has seen me being with her. So he thinks in his eyes that he is funding this whole lifestyle because she has his fucking credit card and she spent $1.4 million on his credit card in 2 months. Where did this money go? Fucking, I don't know. She was going ham on his credit card. So no wonder why he was fucking pissed and he thought it was me, like some dumb TikToker in the shower doing lip sync videos. Of course I would be fucking mad. He wanted to fucking murder me. This guy wanted me dead. He absolutely didn't want me breathing and alive and around her because, as you should, you know, you're worth billions and billions of dollars. And this fucking loser from Australia who grew up on a farm is making TikToks in a shower and having sex with your girlfriend is not very good. No. I absolutely get it. So I started to get like stalked. I got fucking served. That was the weirdest interaction in my life. I thought I was going to walk up and just fucking shoot me in the face. I'm like getting in my car out of my apartment and this guy walks up. He goes, "You Harry Jowsey?" I was like, "Yeah, do you want a photo?" "No, you've been served." So I was like, "Okay, sweet. I'll just go fuck myself." And I asked the guy, I was like, "Hey, does that mean I'm in trouble?" He's like, "I don't know. I just had to serve you." I'm like, "What does that mean?" Like, what do I do? He's like, "I don't know, just show up to court." I'm like, "Why am I going to court?" He's like, "Read the fucking document, dickhead." And then he ended up leaving. So I'm here like stressing the fuck out. This billionaire wants me dead. He serves me and there's a hit out on me. So where does Zack Efron come in? Because he comes in to save my life. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with IndyCar, but IndyCar is like this big kind of like NASCAR's competitor. It's so much fun. You have a lot of fun there. And I got flown out to be there at the event. And there's a bunch of like other influencers there. Little did I know, Zack Efron's brother, Dylan Efron, was there, and we really connected. Like, he is the most sweetest, amazing human on the planet, and we just really kicked it off on a really good foot. So we became friends from that point forward, and we hung out a little bit like here and there, and we started to really grow our friendship. Now, the reason why Zac Efron and Dylan Efron know the billionaire is because they kind of grew up together. Like, they grew up with the kids, and they're like really fucking close. Like, they have dinners together. They have, like, they stay over at their houses everywhere. Like, they're a really fucking close friendship and relationship. So one day, the billionaire and Zac Efron are having dinner. Now, the billionaire is venting that this slimy little skinny Australian is raw dogging his girlfriend. And as you would, like, he wanted me eliminated. So thank God I met Dylan, because Zac was like, oh no, hold your horses. Dylan knows that guy. And it all came full circle because both those boys absolutely saved me. They told him to calm down. Harry's actually got no idea, because I remember the conversation with Dylan. He asked me like, hey, what's going on with Megan? What's going on with Megan? I was like, I don't know. Like, that's my girl. I love it. He's like, do you know about this situation? And then it all kind of came out in the press. It all came full circle. I ended up connecting with the billionaire. We became friends, loose term. He called off the hit, and I pinky promised him that any lady that he would be interested in, I would fucking run away from them. I would never look at them again. So if any of the people watching this story that are seeing him, block me. I will block any girl that he's seeing, because I do not want to die. This is a scary man, and I want to be his friend forever, because he has done some incredible things. And, he said he wanted to help me in my career, but I got a feeling he probably doesn't like me anymore still. But anyway, Mr. I'm not going to say your name, but I really appreciate our friendship, and I'm glad that I could share this story. Please don't kill me. And to Zac Efron and Dylan Efron, I truly thank you guys for saving my life. You guys are my boys. Well, Dylan is. Zac probably doesn't want to ever see me again after this story. So I hope you enjoyed that fucking story. Anyway, we are into our favorite segment. It is called If It Looks Like a Red Flag. Now, this is where you submit a dating scenario, and I sit here and tell you if it's a red flag, beige flag, or a green flag. So obviously, if it's red, we stay the fuck away. If it's beige, we don't know what to do. We just lead people on. And if it's green, we go for gold. And again, my opinion is definitely not the best opinion, but I'm here to give you a male perspective on situations, because I'm a male and I've got a perspective. He has a girl best friend, and I give that a beige flag. Now, here's why. Being who I am, I have a lot of female friends. A lot of them I have not slept with. There's just no romantic relationship at all. They're just purely my fucking best people and the most amazing people around me. Like, my entire team is female. I love the ladies. They build me up. They make me feel like a better human, and they're the most incredible creatures on the planet. Why did I say creatures? I don't know, but they're incredible, and I love my ladies, and I love my people around me, and I have so much feminine energy around me because it makes me a better human. So I say it's a beige flag, because being in my situation, in my position, like, it really depends. It depends. Have they been in a relationship before? Has there been any romantic interest? Has there been a kiss, or has there been anything like that? If I was seeing someone and they had a best friend of the opposite gender, I would want to hang out with all of you guys and like really like cut out any insecurity or any curiosity about that relationship. Like, if I was seeing someone, I'd be like, come hang out with me and Lele, or me and Tara, or any of my close female friends, so that they can see that it's just a beautiful, amazing friendship instead of anything more. And I think sometimes the line gets a little bit blurred because you're in a relationship with someone and they're venting to the other person about it. And I know it's probably a little bit different with guys, because guys are a little bit more hornier. So if there's a girl and their best friend's a guy and they're venting, then they're going to try and, slip a finger in. And we don't want that at all. I've had it happen, and it's not good. So the next one is, he only goes down on me if I ask him to. That is a red flag for me. That is a violent red flag. Sir, eat that little punani, because here's the thing. And this is for my lads. So lads, listen in. And girls, if you've got a boy in your life, just send him this clip. Just say, look, you got to be worried about branding and what's going to be put in the group chat. Because if you are maybe in your fuckboy era or you're in your dad era or whatever era you're in, you really got to be protective of the brand, and because your potential wife could be on that group chat. It's probably not the girl you're with, it's probably your best friend. So let's just think about it like that. Here's my biggest piece of advice is if you go down on a girl and you make her come, you can be as shit as you need in bed. Like, you can come in seconds. Like, it doesn't even matter because she already busted. So there's no argument there. There's no like, oh wow, he was really terrible. It's like, well, you came, so who are you saying? Like, what are you talking about? Because you already finished at the end of the day. So for me, if you want to last longer, sometimes if you're in the middle of in the moment, you feel like you're about to get close to popping your little fucking, go down on her. I think this guy needs to grow the fuck up, because eating vagina is so much fun and it's so enjoyable and it's so great. And I love to do it. I think it's special, and you just get to really connect and like talk to, her second little mouth and just have a conversation down there. And it's great and it's fun. So it's a red flag. If he's not eating pussy, he should grow up, and he should really figure it out. Like, if he eats McDonald's and stuff like that, like, he's putting worse things in his body. So like, he may as well just eat a little bit of skin and like suck on that little bean and enjoy yourself. So red flag, tell him to grow up. Situation number 3, he asked for your phone password early into seeing each other. Red, like, fuck, like, I would throw this in your face. That is like a house, a bucket. Red, everything is red. It's like there's blood in my eyes. It's so red. That's how red it is. Like, all I'm seeing is red. Number 1, why do you need to share phone passwords? And that's not coming from like I'm doing something naughty. That's like, you're setting the precedent in a relationship that there should be something that they're worried about and something's going on. It should be like a clear line of communication. Why do you want that? Is there something you want to read? Is there a text between me and a friend that you want to go through? Sure, let's go through it. Let's squash it, and let's never fucking visit that again. I feel like if you're going through someone's phone, it really, it starts like it's too far of not trusting each other, and then it's just going to get worse and worse from there. I've been in a relationship where like as soon as they've gone in the shower or they've fallen asleep, I've like tried to go through their phone, and I realized that those were my most toxic relationships, where we were going through each other's shit, and I'm like, I need to see the conversation between you and this guy. And to be honest, I was right. She was telling this guy she loved him, and they went on a camping trip together, which is not okay. So my intuition was right. But if your intuition is feeling that and saying that, then it's probably not a relationship you need to be in, because those are usually the most toxic ones. Okay, my little stingrays, it's time to discuss pop culture and what is going on in the news. And for today's episode, I want to talk a little bit about Caitlin Clark only making $70,000 in her first year in the WNBA, which is absolutely fucking bonkers. Guys, what the fuck is going on? Pay women money. Like, give them more money. Look, if you take it from my previous experience in this episode, there's people spending $1.4 million in 2 months on a girl, and she's not even playing basketball. She's not even doing a sport. So, like, what are we doing? Caitlin, I'll give you $70,000 to teach me how to dribble. I can't do it. I can barely walk in a fucking straight line without falling over. Like, that is absolutely insane, and I hope that something changes. I hope something benefits her to help her make more money, because she deserves it. The first time I had a job, I definitely wasn't making $70,000 a year. I was probably making $7 an hour, and that was picking mangoes. So when I was growing up, we grew up on a farm, and my family had a factory where we would stamp dog tags and all that stuff. So when the days that I wasn't working for my parents, I was picking mangoes at the early hours of the morning. So it was a very weird situation, because in Australia, a way to get your visa is doing farm work. So I'd be with like all these like English people and people from all over the world trying to get their visa. And I'm like 16 and 15 picking mangoes. Now, the craziest thing with mangoes, and what people don't realize, is that the mango sap is actually poison. And if it goes in your eyes, you get blind. But if you get it on your skin, it really, it burns away your skin and bubbles up. You kind of look like a bubbling, like, little zombie. And I wasn't very good at it. I was picking the wrong mangoes. Some of the mangoes were too big. Some of them were too small. I was just trying to pick something, so it looked like I was busy. But yeah, you're meant to like snap them away from you so that the sap sprays away. But again, like my first week on the job, I was just like ripping them and trying to get as many mangoes off the tree as I could, which got me in trouble a lot of times, because the farmer didn't like that. You just picked the wrong ones, you sausage, that's actually a lemon. But when it gets on your skin, it gets bubbly and gets gross. And my brother was also working on the farms as well. Like he was picking lychees and mangoes and anything that grew on a fucking tree. Him and his friends were fresh 18 years old. And in Australia, 18 is the year that you can go out, you can legally drink. Me being 16, I'm like, oh, I want to go out with the boys and have a good time. So my brother was like, hey, do you want to go to Brisbane, which is a big city? It's about 9 hours drive away. Me and my boys are going to go to the clubs and we're going to go have fun there. And of course, I was like, this is fucking cool. I really want to do it. Not knowing, not thinking I'm covered in fucking mango jizz. So I'm like bubbling and I look like something's seriously wrong with me. So I'm fresh 16. We go to the big city. We drive the 9 hours and we get to Brisbane. And it was actually the first time I've ever been to a nightclub. And this is illegal. This is what I did. I had his ID and we went out to a nightclub. And I actually had my first ever club photo at this club, and I don't know why I thought it was cool to be covered in fucking poison, but I had like my brother's two friends here, and my arms around and like pointing out and like smiling. Why did I do my arms like that? Because I was covered in fucking mango jizz, and I thought, this would be really sick. Why did any girl want to even like deal with me? Like I really looked fucking disgusting. If I can find the photo, I'll make sure I put it in here. But actually, that night was the first night I ever got a lap dance. A strip club. I remember what she smelled like. It was so nice. And every time I smell this perfume now, I'm like, oh, that's that girl. Don't remember her name, but all I remember is I gave her $5. She smelled amazing, and I was covered in mango poison. So that was a core memory for me. My first ever lap dance, my first time in a club, and just blistered up. I don't recommend it. If you're gonna go pick mangoes, make sure you turn them away from you and don't go to a strip club when you look like that, because people are going to think there's something seriously wrong with you. But anyway, all this is to say that Caitlin Clark should be paid a lot more money. This next bit is the questions that you submit. So this is where we give terrible or amazing dating advice to try and help you through whatever you are going through. So the first question is from Kendall. Oh, Kendall Jenner. Why did she submit? She should have just texted me. That's crazy. Hi, Harry. My question for you is, do you agree with the phrase, if he wanted to, he would? I feel like so many factors play into relationships. So is it really that simple? Now, Kendall, I feel like this goes both ways. I feel like I've been in relationships where like I've done everything like you saw from the first episode. I wasn't even in a relationship with my ex, and I was buying her all this stuff because I really wanted to, and I would. But I feel like it goes for both sides. Like same with ladies. Like I've been in situations where you feel like they're not really putting in any effort. They're not really communicating. They're not really doing things, and it doesn't feel like they're interested. And then they're mad at you because you lose interest. I feel like there's degrees to this statement and this phrase, because here's the thing: people have real life shit going on, and if you just start seeing someone and maybe there's a health scare, or maybe something's going on with his family, maybe he's not going to be as present as he should be, and that's always scary, because again, like maybe it's the first time you guys are hanging out and getting a little bit serious, and he doesn't want to scare you away. So I think it really depends. Like, okay, is it a college student? Is he just studying and like playing football? Then he definitely could. But if he's, a lawyer at a major firm and he's like doing like incredible cases and whatever else, like maybe that's a little bit hard for him to figure it out. But I really think that it does depend, because I've been in situations before where like I absolutely know I'm not going to date a person, and all I do is like we just hang out at nighttime or whenever it's convenient for me, and it's not very nice. It's not very good. I've stopped doing that because I realize that it's just leading people on. It's wasting their time. So I really think that try and see if he'll put in a little bit more effort, bring up that conversation like, hey, what have you actually got going on? I really want to spend more time with you, and I really want to put in more effort, and I want you to put in more effort as well. But if he's like fucking going to Mars and he like works for NASA, then of course like he probably can't do that. But if he's just like hanging out at college and playing chess, then he probably could. So I don't know if that helps. I just think it goes situation by situation. I really think if they wanted to, they actually would. So just take it as that. If he wanted to, he would. And if he doesn't, fuck his dad. Okay. Don't fuck his dad. That would really hurt. From Meg. Hey, Slay Daddy Harry. What? No, never say that again, Meg. Any advice on how to get my friend to leave her piece of shit boyfriend? I'm dating a friend. That's crazy. I've given her the "you don't deserve this, he treats you like shit," etc. speech, and nothing gets through. What's really annoying is that she constantly complains and vents to me about how horrible he is. I can't believe she's still with him. Please help. Meg, here's the thing. We've all had a friend that's been in a shit situation. The only thing that you can do is like, look, love your friend for who they are. Sometimes life throws you lessons that you kind of absolutely legitimately have to go through. And there's been so many relationships that I've been in where they haven't served me in the best way, and that relationship has been really toxic, but I kind of had to go through it to realize what's going on. And it also makes their next relationship so much better because they know what to not look for in that. So I would just say, you know what, please do not vent to me about what's going on. This is one thing that me and my friends have done. Like when we've told them, hey, this person's bad for you, please stay away. We don't want you to do that. If it goes too far and they continue to stay with them, we just say, please just like, don't talk to us about it. Like, we don't want to hear about it. Like, we've done enough. We've tried our absolute best because you don't have to worry about that stress. And they shouldn't have to come to you anytime like something bad goes on. So that's what I would say. I was like, look, Meg, I love you. Oh, friend, Meg's friend. I love you so much. And I think you're amazing and you're my bestie forever. But I'm sick of this dude. I don't think he's good for you. I think it's toxic. I don't want to hear about it anymore because if I hear about it, it's going to cause a little bit of conflict between us. Because at the end of the day, you don't lose that best friend because of a relationship. I think you should just let it run its course because at the end of the day, it's not your energy. You shouldn't own that, even though you're probably empathetic and you really care about your friend. Just let her deal with the cards that she's dealt because that is the situation she put herself in. That's my only advice on that situation because I've been there. I know what it's like and it's just taxing. It always plays on your brain and all you want to do is help because you see your friend in like a bad place and they can't see it for themselves. So let it run its course, let it see it for herself, and then I'm sure everything will work out because sometimes you just need to deal with life lessons, and that's just the beauty of being alive, I guess. Oh, Brittany. Whoa. Question number 3. I've been in love with this guy for 10 years. We used to be best friends, but he blocked me. But he blocked me 7 years ago for not sending him pictures. What? He recently unblocked me to ask me about someone I know. He asked me to put in a good word, but I still have feelings for him. I am so delusional, at least I admit it, it's good, but I believe we will get married. I already have our wedding planned to a T. Brittany, you sound as crazy as me. First off, this is your best friend and he's asking for photos. Red flag. Number 2, he blocked you. I'm going to expose myself, but grown men blocking ladies is just so fucking corny. Like, I blocked my ex, so I'm a cornball, but I just think it's so corny. Like, you're a grown man. Like, come on. Like, you're going to block someone? Really? You little puss? Little puss? I feel like I'm talking to myself. Yeah, why would I block people? It's really weird. But if you're best friends for 10 years, I just think they're like, he needs to grow the fuck up. Like, why would he block you for 7 years? It's fucking insane. I think, Brittany, here's my advice. He's asking about your friend. He's asking for photos. He sounds like a fuckboy, and I think you really need to take a deep breath. Stop worrying about your wedding. Get out of your head about that stuff. If it's meant to be, it will be. Let the universe play out how it needs to. Focus on your fucking self, because if he's the right guy, it would be. And the right guy isn't going to ask you for photos at all. Like, unless he's 16 and you guys are fucking high school sweethearts. Like, a grown man is not going to be like, hey, show me a photo of your fucking fanny. I don't know when I've ever done that in my life. Maybe a little bit of FaceTime sex is always fun, but like, asking for photos is a little bit fucking corny. So I just think, look, leave the dude alone. Let the universe play out how it needs to. You're better than that. You don't need to be worried about a dude blocking you and unblocking you. And that's also another thing. Like, if you get in a relationship with this guy, what happens when you have a minor argument? Is he going to block you? Is he going to talk shit? Is he going to like email your fucking work? I've been in situations like that. I legitimately had an ex email my fucking publicist, my manager, and Netflix. I swear to God, that was the weirdest shit. So you don't want to deal with that. And they also would block me and unblock me. You don't want to deal with that stuff. So just focus on your fucking self. Don't worry about these silly boys. If they're blocking you, they're definitely not the right one. If they're asking for naked photos, they're definitely not the right one. All right, question number 4 from Kate. Do you think it's wrong to send a fake STD anonymous text saying you need to get texted to an ex that put you through hell when he goes away with a girl for a weekend to fuck with him? Asking for a friend. Thanks. Kate, I feel like you're asking for your fucking self. Here's the thing, Kate. I've done it. I've been there. I've done it. There was also this guy that I didn't like at all that we're going back and forth online, and he had a big fight coming up. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to send him, hey, you've got on an anonymous thing, which in hindsight is probably like good for him because he probably went and got tested and he's probably like safe. So look, I think that, sure, I think it's creative, but I also don't think it's like worth fucking with it. I think the best thing that you can do is like be the bigger person, break away and move on and understand that this isn't the right guy for you. I actually did have a crazy story. I don't know if I should tell it, but there was one time I broke up with someone and we both had like a bunch of fan pages, and I made a fake fan page to try and get in the fan page group chat for her to see what they were talking about me. And that was the craziest moment I've ever been in, because I made the fake page. I posted like edits and I did all this stuff. And then I was like, yo, let me in the chat. And then I was like, that's actually not okay. Like, that's not good. But we ended up getting back together, and I told her, I was like, yeah, that's crazy. She's like, you are a little bit nuts. But it was hot. So she liked it. And I deleted the page because we fucking hate each other. Anyway. Question number 5 from Jade. Wow, that's actually my niece's name. Hey, Harry, I'm in university and I'm sick of situationships and casual hookups. There is a guy who I've become friends with at university and I low-key have a tiny crush on him. How do I shoot my shot as smoothly as possible? Jade, it's tough at university because people are getting freaky, people are being naughty little beanbags, and people are just having a lot of fun. But first off, I think you should you should see if he's actually being a silly sausage as well. Like, is he sleeping with a bunch of people, whatever else? Just make sure you're absolutely certain on this dude. I think you should ask him out on a date, but don't do nighttime activities, because nighttime dates lead to sexual intercourse. And if you want to be serious with this dude, go on like a little picnic, but you can mask it. Like, I know it's intimidating to ask someone on a date. You can mask it like, hey, I really want to study for this thing that I've got coming up. Should we go to the park and have lunch and study for it together? But then you just don't bring your books. And you're like, oh my God, surprise. I actually just wanted to hang out with you. I think you start off it as smooth as possible in like a cute, like fun way. Or like if he's got a dog, like, oh my God, I would love to hang out with your dog. Because then it's like, it's less intimidating. And I've done that where like I've been afraid to ask a girl out, which is, I don't know, fucking crazy. But I'd be like, oh, I've got a dog. Would love for them to meet and be friends. And then I just don't bring my dog. And I'm like, oh my God, guess what? I'm the dog. Ruff. Anyway, I think you should start with that. And then also just be cautious. You know, it is university. People are getting freaky. People are experimenting. Just don't hang out at night until you feel like you're comfortable and you're ready to take that next step. So daytime activities, go paintballing, go study, go skydiving, go do things where you legitimately cannot have sex. So we've got a question from Kate. Kate the koala. Oh, my little cream pie Kate. A man I went out with twice has fully moved himself into my apartment and told me that if I wasn't for it, that I was okay with him being homeless because he didn't want to live with his mother anymore. I pay my rent and electricity bills and everything. He hasn't offered. What should I do? Kate, let that motherfucker be homeless. Let that shit fly. What are you doing? You went out with him twice and he moved in? Are you insane? Like, his biggest fear is living with his mother. His biggest fear should be being a bitch. What are you doing, brother? I understand everyone has financial situations up and down, whatever else. I've been broke. I've been rich. I've been itchy. I understand the situation, but the best thing about being broke is you have no other choice but to figure it the fuck out. So kick that motherfucker out. If it was your boyfriend of a year and maybe he just lost his job and shit went down, then that's, let him live with you because that makes sense. But for this sausage to move in after 2 dates and isn't even offering to help pay bills, whatever else, this man is a squatter. He is squatting at your house, and I don't know what the laws are where you live, but that's not okay. I'm pretty sure you can do that in LA. The next girl I go on a date with, if she has a nice house, I will squat. But look, let's be realistic. Like, is this a man you want to grow old with? Is this a man? It doesn't sound like he's ambitious. Doesn't sound like he has a lot going for him. And if he's afraid of his own fucking mother, that tells you enough about this dude. I love my mom. I would love to live with her again. But I live in America, so I can't live on the farm. And Mom, I miss you. Kate, I think the best thing you can do is put your foot down, say, get the fuck out of my house. Just tell him to grow the fuck up, get a pair of nuts, go get a job. Don't be homeless. Don't have this victim mentality. Like, whose fault is it that he's homeless? It's his. He's gaslighting you to say that, hey, if you kick me out, I'm homeless. That's your fault. Like, he's gaslighting you. That is no good. That's no bueno. I would 100%, maybe to make yourself feel a little bit safer, have some guy friends come over and kick him out and help get his stuff out. Because the problem is, you don't want him breaking in. You don't want him coming back to get his shit. You want it all out. You want him to leave you alone, because this is not the man of your dreams. This is the man of your nightmares. So let him figure his shit out. We're all adults. We all got problems. We all got shit going on. And it sounds like he should deal with it instead of gaslighting you with that. Next one is from Chloe. What up, Chloe? My little caterpillar. Hello, Harry. I've been married for a while, and I was wondering if you have any suggestions on how to try more adventurous things in the bedroom. I feel like we're up for anything, but sometimes it just feels a little bit awkward bringing it up, and it's hard to think of new things to try. Okay, I got a couple ideas, and they're probably not good ideas. When you're in a situation like this where you're married to someone, I've never been married, so I don't know. But what I would suggest is, if it is a little bit awkward, to get rid of the awkwardness, I feel like you should have a few drinks. Don't get, blackout drunk. Don't get crazy. But when you're starting to get yourself feeling a little bit frisky and feeling like you're about to go down that path, I think you have a couple shots, kind of loosen up a little bit, relax a little bit. And I don't encourage drinking because I don't think it's the best thing for you. But in that situation, it helps like break down that barrier. Another thing I would suggest to do is let's look up things online that we kind of want to try. I've been in relationships where I've been like, oh, did you know about Kama Sutra? Did you know about this? The only reason I ever learned about bondage was because we were Googling it together. And I was like, I wouldn't mind tying you up or just buying new things. And also, I think going to a sex toy shop would be an ideal situation as well, because there's so many things in there that could just spark your imagination and get you feeling freaky and excited. So those are my biggest tips. But it also comes down to a conversation. Like, opening Pandora's box Monday morning while you're having breakfast, scrambled eggs and bacon. You'd be like, oh, it'd be nice if my eggs were scrambled. Let's talk about your sausage, and then go into that conversation about like what you really want to try. Let's spice things up. I think the biggest problem in situations like this is people don't want to feel insecure or inadequate when you're talking about sexual stuff and whatever else. So it would be just a tough way to approach it. It'd be more on like a curiosity standpoint. Like, I'm married, we're fucking stuck together forever. Let's try some curious things, Curious George, and go from there. So hopefully that helps. If it does help, please let us know. Please submit another question talking about what you've got going on, what you've tried, and the best things that work for you. That is all the questions. So thank you so much. If you want to submit your own question and you want me to give you terrible or amazing advice, please go to boyfriendmaterial.iamunwell.com, because we are unwell and I'm here to help. Well, we did it again. There's another Boyfriend Material episode in the books. If you did enjoy it, please let us know on our page, Boyfriend Material. We love you so much. And also make sure you give this 5 stars. So I love you guys. You're really amazing. Again, do we think is there a name that you guys want to be called? Boyfriends, cream pies, little possums? I feel like little possums is kind of outgrown. But if there's something, again, let's figure it out together, because I want to start it and end it with our little cute name. But anyway, that was Boyfriend Material with me, Harry Jowsey. Make sure you leave 5 stars. And if you did enjoy it, please share it to your story. I will give you a kiss on the lips with a little bit of tongue. Anyway, talk to you guys next week. Peace.